Let me ask you a quick question of all three of you. As was mentioned earlier, the place one, precinct 1, place 2 court is a volume court. Have you ever been in that court? Have you ever been it or seen it? You ever been in line? How would you handle speeding the process, if you will? I don't want to shortchange justice, but how would you make the process a little more brief for the people who are in line?
Well, I think by providing literature and assistance on the outside of that line will enable those persons who are waiting to have their items available and ready, and to actually know what to expect. And that could come via a number of different ways, via the assistance within the office, helping those persons, posting of signage in the area as well.
One of the things that I have as part of my platforms is to draft guidelines for individuals who don't have lawyers. If anybody's been in a justice of the peace court, you'll know that a vast majority of the litigants in those courts do not have lawyers, particularly because the matters are small. It only handles Class C misdemeanors, which are criminal infractions that can only impose a fine, and civil matters that are less than $10,000. You'll see lawyers occasionally, but a vast majority of people don't have lawyers. So I think drafting guidelines for individuals who don't have lawyers so they can understand exactly how the process works will help speed it up. And I've been in 2 of the Justice of the Peace courts in Fort Bend County and probably a half a dozen in Harris County. And I've never seen any of these guidelines. I've seen some that are, I guess, could pass as guidelines in some people's eyes, but it might just be a simple 1-page form that tells you that you have to serve someone after you sue them. But people come in there and they don't understand the system, and I think that's what creates a backlog of cases, because people don't understand and they spend a lot of time trying to figure out what's going on. The other thing I would do, and I talked to Aurelia about this as well, and we all agree on this, one of the things you can do in this particular court is just to show up as the judge. Before, with all due respect, before Gary Geik's stroke, I went to his courthouse 5 times, and I have still never seen this man in person. I've seen pictures of him, but I went to his court 5 times just to see him in action, see how he handles his docket, and prepare myself for the race that I was going to run. And I've never seen him. And on Friday, he has a civil mediation docket, which they do these civil mediations and they try to settle cases before they go to court. And he doesn't come in on Friday at all, even though he should be there to enter orders after 2 parties agree to certain terms in the settlement. He should be there to enter orders so he can get rid of those cases. But he doesn't come at Friday at all, unless that has changed since I've been in there.
Again, I think sometimes the attorney's a little tricky, a little sneaky about getting those cases dismissed. And it's been my practice, and I've been there several years, like I said. Some of these people, what they do, they reset the case, and they keep resetting the case, hopefully that the witness just won't show up and testify against them. So there, the case is dismissed. My objective is to post the bond. You're only allowed to reset that case once. If you ask for another reset, you post the bond. If we don't give you a case, if you don't show up to court the second time around, you forfeit the bond. Simple as that. Second of all, everybody's working. The court is sometimes in the morning, early afternoon, and that's it. So to get the case load moving, have a court in the evening. Make it accessible to the community. Have them come in at a later date. Okay, and as far as we can use the internet, you know, we got the internet, everybody's got a computer. Let's go ahead and start using the internet. If you want to plead and sign a waiver, plead guilty to the offense, you can do it on the internet. And we'll accept your plea.
Okay, well, I don't have a question because we need to move on, and I think all of y'all have some good experience and you kind of seem to know what you're talking about, and I think you've pretty well given us a flavor of what you would be. So, thank you.
Thank you.